Hello, everyone. Welcome to Investing Possibility Conscious Community. I am so glad all of you guys are here live with me and my twin sister, Tammy. She's also on the call. And I am so glad that all of you guys are here. I'm so glad you guys are ready to learn something new, something you didn't know you needed to know. And I'm just excited to be sharing all the good news with you guys and what's going on with the conscious community and how we're progressing. First of all, we created a Telegram group, which is called Conscious Community. One of my bestest friends, Jay Nice, who's also on this call, is helping me organize the team and asking questions. We already have, 30 plus people in there, probably more after today, because I added a lot of people. And I just want to let you guys know we have that available for you guys, the Telegram group where we share knowledge and information with like-minded people. I also have a YouTube channel, Investing Possibility, and that's on the YouTube channel. I put these calls that we do live on the YouTube channel. And so if you guys want to go over there and see some of the videos that we have going on, you guys can go ahead and check that out. And I'm just excited for you guys. This is video number 7. And I can't believe we're already on video number 7. I feel that we've already done craziness with 1 through 6 of abundance of information and creating community and having the community join and get interactive and actually take action, because it's all about taking action in who you are once you're waking up to who you really are. And I'm here to share today with you guys about equity. I'm here to share about trust law, spirituality, and everything in between. And I'm just glad that you guys are here. I'm glad that you guys are asking questions. I'm glad that you guys are taking action in your own life and also in the community and sharing the wealth and connecting with like-minded people. So I thank you guys for showing up for yourself, because I show up every Saturday and in the comments and DMs for you guys. And I feel that's my responsibility on this mission, is to help teach you guys, because as somebody who teaches, I'm also learning. I'm always a student. I'm always a teacher, and I love learning and I love sharing the knowledge that I learn. I like to share how I break it down in my brain, and then I regurgitate it and give it to you guys. So I'm excited to be teaching about equity right now. I shared a couple posts on my Investing Possibility Instagram about equity and some Bible verses and some layman terms for you guys to comprehend, breaking down what equity means. So there's 20 equities, maxims of equity, and equity is where we find our sovereignty. It's where we find justice. It's where we find our power. So I just want to go ahead and just jump right into it. And the first one is equity sees as done what ought to be done. So the law, if you should own it, equity treats it as yours. An example would be your birthright. And a Bible verse to check that out is Psalms 37:29. The righteous shall inherit the lands. An example, you would file a UCC 1 because equity sees you as the true owner of the all caps name. Equity number 2, equity will not suffer a wrong without a remedy. In the law, if the system stole your name, equity foresees restitution. And the breakdown of remedy, the etymology of remedy in Latin, and I'm probably going to butcher these words, is remediare, and it means to heal. So remedy means to heal. So when we're looking for remedy, we're looking to heal. We're looking for it to be healed within inside us and healed out on paper and healed in reality, right? I'll keep going over more etymology and the breakdown of the law and some examples. So an example of equity number 2 is if the law doesn't provide justice, equity steps in. And you serve a notice of fault to the Social Security Administration and to IRS demanding reparations, meaning you're asking for them to heal this incorrection, this invalid contract, right? Because we don't have disclosure on these contracts. and it was unbeknownst to us. And you can get out of any contract that has your name on it, since it is your name, because you are the rightful owner of your all caps name. We're all on the same page here. We've all been doing the research. We all know about the all caps name. For new people that don't know about your all caps name, it is your straw man. It is all in capital letters. It's what appears on your traffic tickets, your driver's license, your courts, all your utility bills. So get up to pace. If you're not up to pace, up to that. For the people who have been studying for years, we know about this, and we're actually taking action into standing in our power and standing on business, because we don't want the government in our business anymore, right? I know I don't. Equity delights in equality. So the law, it forces fair distribution, i.e. splits stolen assets between victims. And a Bible verse is Acts 4:32, all things in common. An example would be like a class action lawsuit, forces banks to refund all fraud victims equally. And the etymology of equal in Latin is acquiesces, which it means level. So equal means you're being level. It's a level playing field, right? When it comes to breaking down the word equal. And what I love to do is to break down the etymology, the Bible verse, and law. So when I look more into a sentence or a word, I like to understand the breakdown of all aspects in those subject matters, right? And this is how my brain works. This is how I break down the sentences. And I know some of this works for you guys as well. So number 4, one who seeks equity must do equity. And the law, it can't demand fairness while committing fraud. And a Bible verse is Matt 7:12, do unto others as you want done unto yourself. And the etymology of equity in Old French is equity. It means justice, right? I told you I'm going to butcher these words. They're French and Latin. We got to learn French and Latin. We got to learn German, the breakdown of these words, because in Greek, because this is where the origin of these words come from. And they use legalese to trap us. So etymology means justice. Equity means justice. Sorry. And number 5, equity aids the vigilant, not those who slumber. And the law, wait too long and your rights expire. Bible verse is 1 Peter 5:8. You have to be vigilant. An example, wait 10 years to dispute a forged deed, case dismissed. An etymology of vigilant in Latin is vigilare, which means to watch. So you're watching what happens. So equity aids the vigilant. So you are watching and you're taking action because you're becoming conscious of what's happening. And for those who do not do anything, who slumber and who are not vigilant, will not be viewed in equity, right? Because the contract is still in their hands. They are still in power with your all caps name until you actually do something. And you have to be vigilant. You have to see what's really going on. You have to see how they play their game. So once you see how they play their game, then you are able to take the action necessary to move forward. And number 6, equity imputes intent to fulfill obligations. The law, if you promised it, equity enforces it. The Bible verse, Numbers 30-2, vows must be kept. An example, an oral land promise plus a handshake is enforcing equity. So if you make an agreement with somebody and you say, I'm giving you a piece of land and I handshake on it, you are in equity. And equity can be enforced even on a oral contract. An etymology about impute in Latin is imputare, and it means to reckon. That means equity reckons to intent fulfill obligations. So you are reckoning for these obligations to be fulfilled. So even on a handshake or a verbal agreement, like if you have a verbal agreement that I'm going to give you my car to my son when he turns 16, that's a verbal agreement. And I handshook on it, and equity is enforced in those kinds of contracts. Because you have implied contracts, which are verbal, and then you have express contracts, which you express and you write down. Number 7, equity acts in personam, and that means against the person. As we know through our etymology, learning what the word person means corporation, it means dead entity. So with that being said, the law targets individuals. Also, individuals mean person, means corporation. Your all caps name is your person. You are a living, breathing soul. You are a living, breathing person. I mean, you're a living, breathing woman or man, right? So you are a woman or man. You are not a person. Person is your all caps name. And that is what is the dead entity. That is what is the all caps name. It is the, that's what we're separating from ourselves. Because our name, when you're a living woman or man, is uppercase and lowercase. So when you're living, you have a first name and a last name. So when you are exonerating your name, which we'll talk about more later about how we're going to be doing that, you are separating yourself from the straw man name, from the all caps name, meaning you are not the all caps name. You are not the corporation that they created. Because you got to remember, your birth certificate was created by the state. Your vital statistics records were created by the state. That's their name. They put an all caps name. The mother signs away the security interest. The mother signs away the equity. That's why the system isn't broken. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. And they take control over your all caps name. And this is what we're getting back control over. We're going to control everything. You're going to control your name. You're going to control your birth certificate. You're going to control everything. And you're going to stand in equity, right? So number 8, equity harbors a forfeiture, meaning it blocks unfair asset seizures. And in the Bible is Micah 6:8, love mercy, act justly, and walk humble with your God. An example, banks try to foreclose over a $5 late fee, equity voids it. And forfeit in Old English is forfaire, which means to transgress. So when a bank tries to close on you because of a late fee, that they're not in equity. So, but equity voids their foreclosure because you have a $5 late fee. Let's say for an example, they're not allowed to close your bank account or create foreclosure because you're $5 late. Equity will not allow it, but you have to enforce equity. The only way that equity works is if you enforce it, if you know about it, if you're vigilant, right? So that's the only way that equity works. When you express equity, when you enforce it, that's the only way. Because they're going to keep doing what they're doing until you express who you are, till you speak who you are, till you express who you are on paper. Because remember, a corporation can only deal with corporations. And a corporation is a piece of paper. The traffic ticket is a piece of paper. The corporation, the state is a piece of paper. They only communicate with papers, and a corporation can only deal with a corporation. That's why when you go into court cases and you say you're not the all caps name, and they're dealing in trust. So a trust cannot deal with a corporation. A trust can only deal with a trust, and a corporation can only deal with a corporation. That's why they don't understand you, because you're coming in there with mumbo jumbo. You're coming in there with babble. When you go into courtrooms and you express all of this stuff in front of them, or you imply, right? Because imply means speak. They're not understanding you. They're not understanding you. They only understand you when you write and express it on paper. So this is why we have to write our notices. This is why we have to write our decrees. This is why we have to write our petitions. So we're telling them who we are on paper, because it is a paper war, right? And we all know this because they're using paper against us. It's chattel paper. You know, you guys got to do the research and understand what money is and what chattel paper is and what securities and bonds are, because this will make more sense. And I've shared on my other past videos, and you guys can go look at my other videos because I share a lot of information on security agreements and how we got here and why we got here and the way that we did get here. So number 9, equity does not require an idle gesture. So the law, no pointless formalities. The Bible verse is Ecclesiastic 5:5. Better not to vow than to vow and not pay. So an example, court won't force you to water a burned down field, right? And idle means Old English, means empty. So the courts will not force you to put a fire out if you see a fire. Equity does not require an idle gesture. So you are still in equity, and you're not, because you're not being forced to stop something like a burning fire, for example, right? For not stopping the burning fire. So equity does not require the idle gesture. And number 10, clean hands doctrine. In the law, no fraudsters in equity court, meaning low lawyers, nobody with immunity can go into equity court. You have to go naked in equity court, and you have to go in with clean doctrine. So Bible verse is clean hands, pure heart, which is Psalms 24:4. And etymology of clean means pronto, which is German, and it means klantz, and it means pure. So clean means pure. And when you sue for a contract of breach, you must show you honored it first. So you have to go in, when you're doing equity and you're doing your doctrines, you have to go in with clean hands, meaning you have to go in there honorable. You have to go in there knowing how to become an honor. You got to study what the word honor means. Go into honor and dishonor. We all know through the studies that they are in dishonor, but since we haven't called them on their BS, they're doing what they're supposed to be doing. So we have to go in there standing in honor. Like if your mortgage payment is late, you have to come up and pay your payments. If your car note is late, come up to your payments. If your credit cards are late, come up to your payments, and you're still standing in honor. You're still standing in equity. So you always have to connect your dots. You always have to cross your T's and dot your I's and understand how the paperwork of all of this works. You have to go in there with clean hands, with pure hands, because that's what clean means. And number 11, equity delights to do justice, not by halves. In the law, it demands full restitution. And the Bible verse is Isaiah 61:8. I hate robbery for burnt offerings. An example, stole 1 million, replay 1 million plus damages, no discount. An etymology of justice in Latin is justia, means righteousness. So equity delights to do righteousness, not by halves. So if somebody stole $1 million from you, which we all know something has been stolen from us, which is our birth certificate and our birthrights, we can go after punitive damages. They're going to repay us $1 million plus damages with no discounts. There's no discounts on this. And you say what your damages are. How much did they damage of you, of your life, of your ancestors, of your future generation? So you are having to go inward and look and see where they have gone wrong. And you can go and fight for equity, because equity delights to do justice and not by halves. So if you're standing in equity, you can go after the $1 million they stole from you, and you can go after damages. And when you say no discounts, meaning we're not playing here, because there are no discounts. They know that they stole from us. They know that they did wrong by us. They were injustice. They were in dishonor. So we can go after damages, and we're going after damages in equity, right? So number 12, equity avoids multiplicity of suits. The law, it stops endless lawsuits. In the Bible, 1 Corinthians 14:33, God is not God of confusion. An example, 100 homeowners sue a polluter, and they combine it into one case. Multiplicity in Latin means multiplex, and that means many folds. So let's say 100 of us get together and we want to sue them for polluting our air with chemtrails, right? They're going to combine that into one case. As long as you have 100 homeowners suing for the same thing, the same person, the same corporation, right? This person means corporation, and they're suing the same corporation. They are going to combine it into one case because that's what equity does. They combine it in one case. And like in the Bible verse, it says, God is not a God of confusion. You don't want to confuse anybody. It will be one case law. It will be 100 homeowners going after the people who pollute the chemtrails, right? And there are people that are doing action in that, and they're going to their municipal courts, and they're going to the higher courts, and they're getting the airways clean. They're getting the radio frequencies, the 5G cell towers lowered. They're getting the chemtrails not over their skies. So there are people that are actually taking action, and sooner than later, we're going to have law. We're going to have case study, and they have a whole bunch of people that are going and getting these laws fixed, and they're standing in equity. And so we can get a whole bunch of groups together, and we can transform these laws. We can transform these governments because God gave us the authority to do so. And when we understand and we wake up and we become conscious of this, we are able then to stand in equity and go after the people who are in dishonor, right? If they're corporations, the judges are administrators, the policemen are policy pushers. They all work for a corporation. They all get paid by the state, which is a corporation. You have the state of Florida, and then you have Florida State, right? And we can go more on that. And then also the counties too, right? Broward County, or Broward County of state of Florida, right? So that's how they trick us. It's different jurisdictions. So when we go into equity, we're going to be creating our own jurisdiction, and they can't trample on our jurisdiction. So number 13, and there's 20 of them. So number 13, equity follows the law. The law works with statutes unless it's fraud. Bible verse, Romans 3:1, governments are God's servants. An example, you can't ignore valid contracts unless fraudulent. An etymology of follow, Old English, is again, which is to pursue. So equity pursues the law. So we can use the statutes in our favor unless there's fraud. And if there's fraud, then the null and void contract, right? But we have to stand in equity with clean hands and in honor in order to prove that they are committing fraud and that they are in dishonor. We become more on the offense because as a defendant in court, you're on the defense. So now you become on the offense and you create the evidence against them. Number 14, equity won't aid a volunteer, and the law is no reward for meddlers. In the Bible verse, 2 Thessalonians 3:10, if unwillingly to work, you don't eat. So an example, a stranger pays your mortgage, but they have no claim to your house. An etymology, volunteer, is a Latin for voluntaris, which means of free will. So equity will not volunteer free will. So of free will, right? So when a stranger pays your mortgage, that does not mean that they have rights to your house. That means they just paid a payment, right? They have no claim to your house because you own equitable title of your home. So they cannot claim equitable title to your home. And this equity will not aid a volunteer. So there's no reward for meddlers. Anybody who's a meddler will not be rewarded, right? As a volunteer. Number 15, where equities are equal, the law prevails. And the law equal claims means you own legal title wins. In Deuteronomy 19:15, cases confirmed by 2 to 3 witnesses. An example, 2 buyers of 1 car, who has ever signed title wins. So prevail etymology is in Latin, prevalere, to be stronger. So whoever is the strongest wins. So whoever holds the title wins. Because if there's 2 buyers to 1 car, whoever has the signed title wins in equity, right? Number 16, first in time, first in right. In the law, older claim beats newer one. Bible, Genesis 25:33, Esau sold his birthright first. An example, you file a UCC1 before creditors, you win. And etymology of chronos is Greek, means time. So chronos in Greek means time. So first in time, first in right. When you make a claim, you are first in right. Nobody can make a claim on your all caps name but you. I cannot make a claim on your all caps name. My twin cannot make a claim on my name. I cannot make a claim on her name, right? I can claim my children's name because I created my children and they are of underage. And when they become of age, they then can claim their own name. But since I'm their guardian, since I'm their mother, I'm allowed to claim them because they are underage. They are of minor status, right? Because we're getting out of minor, we are still in minor status and we are becoming of age. That's why they still control our all caps name, because in the eyes of the law, they still see us as a minor. That's why they are a custodian trustee of our trust. And we're going to fire them. They're getting fired. All of them are getting fired because they're not keeping up their fiduciary duty of protecting, because the trustee's job is to protect the beneficiaries and make sure the beneficiaries benefit from the trust. If they're not doing that, you can fire the trustee. Learn trust law, read the books, The Art of Passing the Buck. I have the books, the PDFs. If you guys haven't gotten them, I put them in the Telegram group. So if you guys want to join the group and get the books, it explains it in these books, the positions that everybody creates in a trust. And it also shares what they do in the trust, how the trust is created. So if you guys want to get the book, come join the Telegram group. They're all in the Telegram group. So when you are first in line, you're able to claim your name. So when you file a UCC1, you're first in line, you're first in time. So number 17, equity won't perfect an imperfect gift. In the law, half-hearted gifts fail. In a Bible verse, 2 Corinthians 9:7, God loves a cheerful giver. An example, a dad promises car but keeps title. No gift exists. So etymology, perfect. In Latin, perfectus means completed. So equity won't complete an imperfect gift. And giving something half-hearted does not hold equity. So if a dad promises a car and he keeps it, that means there's no gift that exists. There's no equity that exists. So number 18, no statute cloaks fraud. The law, it's illegal to hide crimes in legal contracts. In the Bible verse is Proverbs 11:1, false scales are an abomination. So an example, the bank fine print hides fees. The contract's void. And old English, old French word of cloak is cloak, I guess, and it means to cover. So no statute can cover fraud. And what are the banks doing? They like to put in the fine print that you're signing away your security interest, that you're signing away your equitable rights. So that is a null and void contract. But we have to express that it's a null and void contract because they did not disclose this information to us. So when we stand in under statutes, we can go after them and we can show them that they are not in honor, and we can go after them standing in equity. So number 19, equity won't let a trust fail for want of a trustee. So if there's a missing trustee, the court appoint one. In Bibles, Psalms 82:3, defend the fatherless. An example, a trustee passes away or dies, the beneficiary still gets benefits of the asset. An etymology of the word trust in Old Norse is trost, and it means confidence. So the word trust means confidence. So I'm confident in you to keep your word. I'm entrusting you to keep your word, right? Because our word is our bond. And when a trustee passes away, our word is that our beneficiaries will still benefit. So we can, if you don't have in your trust instructions that if when a trustee dies, somebody else will be appointed. If you don't have this in a clause in your trust indenture, then a court will appoint a new trustee. So since we can go ahead and fire the trustee because they're not doing their job, the court will then appoint a new trustee. And when I mean a court of equity, and it's ecclesiastical courts. And they will, the Court of Chancery, Court of Equity, study these courts, and you'll get a better understanding of where equity resides in. Because equity cannot reside in these federal, state, municipal courts. So we go to higher courts. We go to, what's that word I'm thinking of? Jay knows it. But we're going to higher courts. And it starts with an A. I can't get it off the top of my head right now. Apostle court? I don't know. I'll get back to you guys on that one. It will pop up in my head. But we're going to higher courts. What is it?
The appellate courts.
Appellate courts. I knew it started with an A. And I told you would know it. So yes, the appellate courts. We're getting ready to get out of these lower courts. Yes, appeals. Yes, because we're appealing all of their contracts. We're revoking all of their contracts. So we're going to higher courts. We don't want to stay in these small courts. We don't want to stay in these federal, state, municipal, county courts. We don't want to be in there. That's where your straw man is captured, right? That's where they have control over it. And once you become aware and awake, you're able to control your straw man name and get it out of their jurisdiction, because you're going to entrust it. You're going to have confidence in it for everything that it is created. All the debt is created, that it is going to be turned into credits, right? Because what happens, we go from debt to credits, and it will be given back to us in the full faith of credits, right? So the last equity that I have for you guys, which is one of my favorites, because it's like the last puzzle piece to the aha moment, right? And equity regards beneficiary as the true owner. And in law, the paper titles bow to rightful heirs. In a Bible verse, Proverbs 13:22, wealth of the wicked stored for the just. An example, the bank owns your house, but equity says you do. And a beneficiary in Latin is beneficiarius, and this means favor receiver. So a beneficiary, no matter what, receives the benefits. And when you wake up that you are the beneficiary, game over. Minister always loves saying that. Once the beneficiary wakes up, game over. And we have to take these stands as becoming a beneficiary. We have to understand what trustees do. We have to understand, yes, equity is universal. It follows God's law. I couldn't see the rest of the comment, but I'll read it. It says, let me see. Oh, you were.
Hope you muted yourself, Tara.
Okay, I'm unmute. So those are the 20 laws of equity and our 20 maxims of equity. And when you become conscious of who you are, that you are the beneficiary of your trust, you're going to wake up and you're going to move differently, because now you know that you are the beneficiary. Now you know what the trustee's responsibility is. Now you know what the grantor can do. The grantor is a creator. The trustee manages the trust assets, and the beneficiary benefits from the trust assets. And if the beneficiary is not doing their fiduciary duty in a trust, you are allowed to fire them. And this is exactly what we're doing. We are appealing their contracts. We are revoking their contracts. We are null and voiding their contracts. But instead of just implying it, we have to express it. We have to write it down on paper. We have to get the stamps. When you create your trust, I want you to start thinking of what your trust crest will look like. What will your trust indenture have? What clauses will you have in your trust? And when you start to gather all this information up for yourself, you're going to be able to start reprogramming your subconscious mind. Because as you know, every moment of every day, our subconscious mind is being programmed. by social media? Have you taken a detox from social media? Have you taken a detox from watching TV? I don't watch TV. Have you taken a detox from toxic people? Have you taken a detox and cleaned out parasites out of your body? Like literal detox. Have you fasted? Do an intermediate fasting where you don't fast, where you don't eat during the day and you eat a meal at night. And what you're doing when you're fasting, you're starving the parasites, first of all. And when your stomach growls, that is the parasites asking for more sugar, asking for more gluten, asking for more meat, because that's how they survive, the parasites in your body. And if you don't know you have parasites, you have parasites. And I'm going to have Tammy come on and talk a little bit about the holistic side. And she's going to share with you guys what she has been going through. And I'm excited for her to share what she's been going through, because she is actually doing the health work and she's reprogramming her body. She's allowing new codes to come in, because now she doesn't have the brain fog. Now she's not listening to the negative thoughts, because she's not able to receive the negative frequencies, because she's clearing out her body in order to get higher frequencies and to hold space for higher vibrations. So Tammy, I want to take it to you and let you share what you've been on and what you've been up to.
Hello, everyone. Yes, I have been on a parasite elimination. And yeah, it's been a journey, let me just tell you. And it's so uncomfortable because it's things that we all have in our refrigerator. If not, you got to go get it, right? Like right now, I'm doing a parasite cleanse. This here, you got to gulp it down, but you get a blender, and I'm just going to share it with you so that you can, because what these parasites do is they take our youth, they eat off of our source. We get brain fog, we get all of these negative thoughts, and we think it's us when in fact it's parasites, right? And we're in this community together, and fasting is super, super healthy for you. Like really fasting. So what I did with my parasite cleanse, and I'm being helped by an amazing sovereign man, or a solvent man, I should be saying. His name is Audacious Farms, and he shared with me a protocol, right? And so we made blackberries, blueberries, papaya seeds, and pomegranate seeds with pineapple juice in a blender, no water, no ice. And you blend that up. It's going to be about this color. And so, a little TMI, but I've gone to the bathroom 3 times today because my gut is getting rid of all of this stuff, right? Like if you're not looking at your poop or you're not smelling it like that, I love talking about it, because doing enemas too as well. So I'm going to be doing a coffee enema as well every single day for 7 days. I'm going to be drinking my anti-parasites. Like you don't want to feed the parasites. If you have cravings of sugar, or you're just like, I need to have ice cream right this second, it's the parasites talking. Like I went out to dinner last night and I was sitting there, and I love maduros, and I love it. Put a little bit of salt on it, and he's like, no, we can't eat that. And I'm like, why? He's like, because it's made in seed oils. Like seed oils are super bad for us, and it's everywhere, right? So when you're conscious, and this is a conscious community, you're not feeding these parasites anymore. You're actually getting rid of them so that you can get the downloads to make your trust, to create your own money, to create anything that it is that you want to do, right? And so these are anti-parasitic remedies. And when you just take a little bit of time and a little bit of love for you guys and doing a fast, I'm going to be eating pumpkin seeds, and I'm going to be eating a handful of those. I'm going to be eating a garlic clove a day. You could take a garlic, get a bundle of garlic, and you're going to take the skin off, and you're going to mush it up, and you're going to put a little bit of olive oil, and make sure that you get some really good olive oil, not some stuff you see out on the, like a glass olive oil. If it comes in plastic, you're just eating microplastics, right? So this is my health journey. This is, I mean, I'm already like waking up with zero brain fog. Like even the bags under my eyes are like going away. And it's like all of these things that we're doing out in the private side, this is going to help us in the public side, because you're going to be fighting those parasites called the corporations, right? So when you start to learn how to fast and start to really be conscious about what it is that you're intaking, along with social media, along with the people and the environment, like get rid of your situationships. I certainly did. And my life has been so great after I completed those conversations. And now what's coming in is so much. Like now I'm so super clear about so much, and there's still more for me to do, right? And you can get pumpkin seeds, and you can eat pumpkin seeds because the parasites don't like that. Turmeric and pepper, they don't like that. Fresh pineapple, like go to the store and get an organic pineapple and cut it up and eat it. Parasites don't like it. You're actually killing them, right? But when you start eating sugar and you start eating seed oils and you start eating all the carbohydrates, and you're just like, I need more, I need more, I need more. And your gut is your first brain. Your gut is your first brain. I fast every single morning. I've been doing that for 5 years now. I don't eat breakfast. My breakfast starts at 1 to 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm totally fine. I have black coffee, and I go about my day. So yeah, if you guys want to learn more about how to detox and get rid of parasites, send me a DM. I have like amazing programs for anyone to take. And it's all what you guys have in your refrigerator right now. Like go eat a clove of garlic tonight for 3 nights in a row or in the day. You got to eat 3 of those a day. So breakfast, like late lunch, late dinner, and eat a clove. 1 clove with olive oil. It's going to be so spicy, and it's going to be so beneficial for you guys because we're the beneficiaries. So it's beneficial for you. So yeah, if you want to learn more about all this, yes, red light therapy and sauna as well. Like I have a sauna at my house, like getting rid of all of that. Like when I started, I did this vibration plate this whole week, and I was vibrating, and I was working with my lymph nodes, and my whole body was itching. And I was like, what is that feeling? And he's like, it's the toxins leaving your body. So it's itching. Like we had mosquito bites all over our body, and it was like he got rid of all of those mosquito bites. Like I have no mosquito bites. Like it was like one day, and like during sunset, mosquitoes come out here in Florida, right? So because we're taking care of ourselves and we're eating all these anti-parasitic fruits and vegetables, it's made a huge difference. So if you guys want to learn more about that, shoot me a DM. I will guide you in the right, correct way, because it's different for everybody. But learning this stuff, this is a new lifestyle, right? It's parallel to trusting yourself and trusting source and trusting organic food and start eating healthy, right? Like, I mean, I still drink, I still vape. This is something that I'm going to stop doing and commit to my health and like eliminate all of that, because these parasites are taking over our mind, and these parasites are called corporations, and the parasites are called Bank of America, and these parasites are those people and those corporations. So, and grounding yourself. Like I had a little bad day yesterday around 6 o'clock, and he's like, go ground yourself, go ground that energy. My sister always says, go hug a tree, go outside and ground and get those nutrients that is already there for us. If you're feeling depressed, hug a tree. If you're feeling depressed, put your feet in the dirt. If you're feeling depressed, go sit next to a body of water or put your phone somewhere else. So yeah, we have a lot of remedies around your health, and we're going to be talking more about that too as well, and bringing everybody along for my anti-parasitic journey. So yeah, and Tara, we also have some questions in the chat, so let me know when you're ready to rip with that. But yeah, shoot me a DM, Coach_Tammy, TAMI on Instagram, and here to help and answer anyone's questions.
Thank you, Tammy. Thank you, Tammy. Remember, also remedy means to heal. The etymology of remedy means to heal. So when we start getting remedy in our health, we're going to get remedy in these courts. Because now, like you were saying, like we know how to go after the parasites. And who are the parasites? The judges, the corporations, you know, the people who think that they have power, and they, guess what? They really don't have power over us, because we're going to detox them. We're going to pass them through our system, and they're no longer going to exist, right? And Patrick Devine talks about this in one of his videos that I actually posted in one of the Telegram groups. And he talks about turd, because turd is what they are. The corporations are turd. And if you guys want, the video is in Telegram group. If you guys want to watch it, I put it in there. I love me some Patrick Devine knowledge. That's what I share about his knowledge. You know, rest in peace. He is, you know, channeling through all of us. He's already passed on, but his knowledge still lives on. And this is why I do what I do. So this knowledge, no matter what, will be out there for others to see, not only for my family and my lineage, but as well as for humanity, right? And this also my intellectual property, my YouTube channel, my Instagram, this is my intellectual property. Investing Possibility is my idea, and this is my intellectual property. So this will be going in my trust, and this will be made for humanity. And if you guys want to give donations for us to keep going on and keep doing this, the way, I don't charge anybody anything. We only accept donations, and we build our community. We get the message out there. We share all of our stuff for free. So if you find any value in any of the information that I and my twin are sharing with you, and you would like to donate, I put all the links in the bio. I put all the links in my Instagram and on the YouTube channel, or just shoot me a DM. And, you know, that's what people have been doing, shooting me a DM and asking me my information. And, you know, they are so kind and so loving, you know, and I thank you guys for donating. You guys are amazing. Like, I want to do this without you guys, and I want to be able to do this without my team. You know, me, Tammy, Jay, and Minister, Be Better, we're all on a team right now, and we're building this community, and we're building our sub communities, and we're getting this information out there, because, you know, a lot of the gurus are out there charging people for this information just to sell you their process, and they're half-assing it, or they're not showing everything, or they're only sharing what they know, and then they want you to pay more so you can get, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not that type of guru. I'm not even your guru. I'm not even anybody's guru, first of all. I'm my own guru, first of all. So I don't want to be anybody's guru. I just want to help you guys connect the dots. I want to help you guys connect the resources and share this information. I love sharing the knowledge that I share. And also, you know, we're going to be ending this call soon. But if you guys have any questions, just shoot them down in the chat. Tammy and I will go after them in the chat after this. But we're also creating the 3-day course. We shared about it on the last video. And we're going to be creating a guide, a step-by-step guide on the processes that we took. And if you guys want that guide, once we are finished doing the processes ourselves, we're going to be sharing it with the community. And if you guys want to donate and receive those guidance and steps and guidebook, we will make that offer to you guys when we are all done taking care of the steps ourselves, because I don't want to offer you guys something that I haven't done myself, right? I don't want to say do this and do this and do this, and I haven't even done it myself, because this is what some of the other gurus have been saying and done, that they want you to know this information and that they've done this information. No, I'm sharing my knowledge. I'm sharing all the information, all the rabbit hole information that I got out of these rabbit holes, and I'm giving it to you guys. And I've spent a lot of time in these rabbit holes, okay? Spent a lot of time with a lot of y'all in these rabbit holes. And I'm so glad to be out of these rabbit holes, because now we're going to take action, right? And now we're going to do something about it. We're doing something about our health, because we know we're being poisoned. We're going to do something about our claiming our name, exonerating our name, separating our name, right? And putting it in trust, because trust is all that we have, right? Trust is your word. Trust to yourself. How are you showing up every day in your trust with yourself? Are you lying to yourself? You know, in one of the Bible verses, in one of the equities, it's, if you're, don't say something if you can't keep your word. So it's better to not say anything at all. So what are you saying to yourself? Are you believing the lies? Are you believing the old program? Or are you consciously awake, knowing that you're being programmed, knowing that you can be the programmer and you can code yourself? Because our DNA is being activated, because our DNA has codes in it. So what codes are you receiving? Are you receiving social media codes, or are you receiving Mother Nature codes? So, and like my sister said, you know, do a parasite cleanse juice and get all of the bad coding out of you. You're basically cleaning your computer screen clean, and you're closing all the tabs, and you're able to have your operating system function faster. Your mind is clear. You know, in your gut, you have three brains. You have your brain, you have your heart, and you have your gut, right? And if you're not standing in your heart space and you're standing in hate and fear and jealousy and anger and rage, you're not going to be able to elevate. You're not going to be able to understand this information. So, and when you clear your gut, you're going to be able, because you have your gut intuition, you're cleaning out your gut, you're by microbials, right? And you're bypassing these parasites. Now you have clear mind. Now you have clear mental. And what negative thoughts are you listening to? What negative toxic people are you listening to? What music are you listening to? Like me and Jay, we share each other like Christian rap and Christian country, and you know, because I'm tired of listening to the people on the radio station and all of their music, because they're all programmed with lower frequencies, right? And I rather fill myself up with higher frequencies and higher vibration, right? Because I'm creating this safe space for you guys. So, and it takes a lot of energy to create this for you guys. I manifest a lot of energy to show up just for you guys, because I go in and I do the work, and I go in and I produce the work to you guys, and I stay behind the scenes, and I'm in the DMs and I'm in the Telegram groups. Imagine if one person is talking to me, I have like 100 other people talking to me. And I love it. I love helping and sharing other people. I love showing up for them, because I learn by teaching. So when I'm teaching, I'm also learning what I've, acquired the knowledge. So I just want to, give that out, shout out to you guys, and give you guys that opportunity to know what we're up to and what's going on in our community. So again, like, all the links are in the bio. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. And yes, we have the questions we're going to get to next. So I just want to get all this fun stuff out of the way. And just go ahead and, get in contact with me and my twin, and we would love to help you guys out. And right now we're going to answer some questions. Tammy, you want to?
So I know iPhone had a question. iPhone, do you want to ask it, or do you need me to read it off for you?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll ask her. So my question was, does the 20 maxims of equity apply to me? Because I'm undocumented here in the US. And so I did some research that
You're the one in Mexico, right?
yeah,
Okay.
I did some research that the
Tell me.
consulate here in the US, all I have to do is ask for student loans, and I wanted to see if if I could apply the 20 maximums of equity here in the consulate, so I could get, loans and stuff, student loans,
Also
my
add Bible
birthright
verse.
stuff.
Yes, add the equity, because you're standing in equity.
Right.
So I was going to get back to you. Remember, I told you send me a message after the call and I would help you out. Like, I love connecting with all of you guys, by the way. Here, people that are here on the Zoom and also on the replay. I love connecting with you guys. I love helping, because I want to know the answer to that question, right? And yes,
Yeah.
the equity does apply to you, and the Bible verses do apply to you.
Right. So how would I go about that birth certificate thing? Would I have to go to the consulate of Mexico, or would I have to do it by court? How you?
Where did you get your where is your birth certificate? It's in Mexico, right?
Yeah, everything's from Mexico. I was born over there, and at 1 year old,
Yeah.
I came over here illegally.
Remember, you were talking to me about your passport. Where'd you get your passport?
Yeah, at the same place, the consulate.
Okay.
I got everything there.
So yeah, you would have to get your birth certificate from there. I can get with you after the call and explain more about that, because I don't have the correct answer for you. I do have it. I was studying it yesterday when you asked me. So but I want to give you the correct answer, but I know it's with the consulate, how to go about getting your birth certificate. I want to look more into, but I'm sure, it's not a definite answer, but I'm sure it's where the consulate is, where you got your passport and where your birth certificate, where you were born.
Are you naturalized here?
Yeah.
I'm not. I'm in process. Right now. I'm in process. But my lawyer, the lawyer I have, she told me to sign myself up for self-deportation. But I'm not gonna do that because if I get self-deported, she makes money with ICE with that transaction. If I sign the paper, so I'm kind of
Because he
I don't
doesn't
know
have
what
a
to do.
social. He has an ITIN.
Yeah, they assigned me an item, the Federal Reserve. So if they assign me an item, they use my item
Yeah, because you went to
as
school.
a SSI. So it generates money, right?
Yes.
It has
Yeah.
to generate money. So
You pay
I just
taxes,
want
you've gotten
I
a
just want
job,
student
right?
loans in here. I just
Yeah, you
want
got
student
student loans.
loans, work permit. That's about it. Yeah.
Yeah, you pay taxes on all that. Mhm.
Yeah.
You live here. So yeah, get your birth certificate, and I want to know more of like where your birth certificate and the consulate is for you, because I want to find out the exact place for you to go to.
Yeah, I have that all on paper. I have
You
everything.
okay, good, good.
I have my footprint. I have everything from
Oh,
Mexico.
good. You have all the prints. That's perfect. That's
Mhm.
perfect. But you would want to this is going to be the steps that we're going to be in our ebook.
Right.
So let me get with you offline and we will talk about that more. And because I'm
I'm
going to
gonna join the Telegram as well too. So.
yeah. Shoot me a DM, send me your name, or I'll just send you the link. I'll send you but send me a reminder message
I
today.
think there's a link already right here.
Yeah.
Someone put a link earlier.
Awesome. Thank you. And I'll definitely get back with you because I told you I would help you after the call today.
Yeah, I seen the 8 equities, but I didn't know there was 20 because I found the 8
Yeah.
on myself. But then I went to your page, and then I
Good.
seen there was 20.
Yeah, that was a cliffhanger. The first 12 were the cliffhanger, and then the last 8, you
Yeah.
know, I wanted to, give them something to start thinking of, give the people something to start thinking about, and then, give them the last 8. But thank
Okay
you
then.
for even noticing that. I appreciate
Yeah.
that.
Mhm.
And what other, so I'll get back to you after the call, and I'll message you on Instagram. And when you join the Telegram group, your answer will probably be in there.
Okay.
So
Okay, that sounds good.
yeah, for sure. Thank you for coming. I appreciate you. But yes, the equities do work in your situation. Yes, Bible verses work in your situation. Absolutely.
Okay. Thank you for
Understanding
the
in equity.
information. Thank you guys for the information.
Thank you for wanting to know the information.
Mm-hmm.
I'll talk to you soon.
Okay, bye.
Bye. Or stay on the call and then we'll talk.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah, if it's not over, I'll stay on the call.
yeah, for sure. Maybe another question you may want to know the answer to. Tammy, what
Okay.
are the other questions you got?
No, that was a great question, because when we're doing our ebook, right, like this is for the community, and we're going to want to answer as many questions as possible in the ebook we may have, and this is for you guys, of what's worked for our mentors, right? So, and it's fire, you guys, like it's freaking awesome. It's all right here. So we're super excited to get this out for you guys. But if there's any more questions, I don't see iPhone, if anybody wants to raise their hand and ask a question. But I don't see any more questions in the thingamajinger. Oops, there's a message. Okay, Jay Nice.
Jay Nice, you have
You're
a
up.
question?
How are you girls so amazing? Well, once upon a time, not long ago, I went ahead and I was born, and there was 2 of us.
I came 11 minutes later.
I got a question, but it's not for. It doesn't have to deal with the Zoom. It has to deal with.
Ask.
If Tara could message me after.
Okay, you want to message you want to go offline and I'll message you and we'll chit chat.
All right.
For
All right.
sure, for sure.
Sorry about that.
Don't be. You had a question. All good. So yeah, Tammy, anything else you want to add before we end the call? Or if anybody else has anything else? And I love you, Jay. Thank you so much for saying that we're awesome and amazing. I couldn't do it without you. You're like literally my right-hand man, Jay. Like I bounce off all my ideas off of you, and I couldn't do this without you and the team involved. And again, if you guys want to give donations, all the links are in the bottom. And go ahead, Tammy.
Yes, thank you all for coming. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share, leave comments on our Instagram, on our YouTube channel. The more we keep growing, the more information we can get out to you guys and gals. You know, like we're all here for you, and we're creating this community to be able to like come together, because we can't do this without each other, right? And like we don't know it all, and we know nothing, and we know a lot. You know, we're ahead of the game. All of us here listening to this YouTube, whether it's your first time even knowing that you're solvent instead of sovereign, we're solvent. Go look up that word. Go look. We're not sovereign. I mean, the straw man is sovereign.
Yes.
And the live living being is solvent. So I just wanted to leave that little great tip for you, beautiful divine souls. Yeah.
But
so
also, I wanted to share, Tammy, right before the call, I want to share with everybody on this call that I'm going to have Santos Bonocci on our show. He literally just messaged me before the show. He is one of my mentors. He's the one I share a lot of his information on my page. Go check out my highlights. Go check out my page. I've been asking him since before I started Investing Possibility if I could jump on his show or if we could do something. And then I sent him my videos. I've sent every single video to him, and he finally saw everything. And I'm just excited for him to come on the show. And I just wanted to share that little bit with you guys. And I'm just so excited that he's going to be on the show. Don't know when, but I'll keep you guys posted. And he's definitely going to be a benefit to you guys. And this is my trust to you. Even if he doesn't show, which he will show, right? Because I manifested him to come on the show. And Marina Jacoby. And I would love anybody else that wants to join the show and share their knowledge on the show with us. So I'm excited. You know, I'm just so excited. I was so excited. Right, I got the message right before the call started, and I was like, I just need to share this with you guys because this is where I get my knowledge from, and he's ready to teach you guys something. And I'm just excited to share with you guys. But go ahead, Tammy, finish.
Yeah. No, Santos Bonocci, you know, hey, listen, if somebody's out there doing the work and we're here, oh, Blockchain Monkey would love to be a guest speaker.
Yes,
So
he talks crypto. He talks blockchain, talks crypto. We're going to have him on the show sharing crypto. That's another exciting one because you guys are going to be learning how to make your own currency. You're going to be learning how to become your own bank. And you have to be responsible because anything that you create, you are responsible for, right? If you create a trust, you are responsible for that trust. If you create an entity, you are responsible for that entity. If you create a child, you are responsible for that child. So, you know, back to that. Those are next shows, so stay tuned.
yeah, we'll get a lineup of amazing, great people. And we just thank you guys all for showing up for us. Without you guys, we wouldn't be doing this, right? Like you guys all showed up today. You guys could have been anywhere. And you guys, I even learned so much more just being on this call, like about maxims and the Bible verses. And everybody write that on all of your love notices, on all the notices that you have, put a Bible verse that is correlated to the maxim that you're looking to do. I do that with my credit letters. My love notices, I put that in my notices because it literally tells them I'm alive and I'm coming in here with clean hands, with equity, and you guys are infringing upon my rights. And this is defamation. This is all of that stuff that doesn't work, which is bad credit, you know? So if you're looking for anything for credit repair, credit building, I'm learning a whole new process that's going to be a streamlined process that was shared 2 weeks ago. So I'm learning how to do that. So I'm going to be sharing that process too as well. Allison has a question.
Yes. First of all, I want to say I appreciate you girls. You're awesome.
Oh, thank you.
So I want to know, are we able to practice equity before we correct our status, or is that something we must do first?
You can invoke equity anytime, right? So you're gonna be able to, because once you invoke equity, that means you are on your, either you corrected your status or you are on your way to correcting your status. So you're gonna be, because you're becoming conscious of your status is fraudulent, right? So you know that your straw man is in a fraudulent position. So now you could start off with equity, you can start off with your status correction, but equity is giving you equitable rights back, your God-given rights back. So when you start off with equity, you're starting off on the right foot. So yes, if I were you, I would highly recommend using the equities, right? And also you got to be in honor, right?
Yeah.
So you can't use the equities if you have dirty hands, right? So you have to start correcting your status. You have to start showing that you have to exonerate your name. Like in the ebook, it's going to show the steps that we're taking to exonerate our name. We are using equity in our credit repair letters. So we are becoming conscious that we are in these fraudulent fraudulent contracts that we're allowed to null and void, right? So you can use the equity, you can use all the maxims, the Bible verses, because you are now aware that you are the living woman or man, right?
Or man, yeah.
So now you can step in honor. Now you are in honor because you are in the process of correcting your status. Saying equity and not correcting your status, you're out of equity. You have dirty hands. Yes, like the clean hands doctrine, right? Like your paperwork has to be in order or getting in order.
Okay.
You can put in there, I am in the process of, standing in equity. Let them know that you are ready. You're basically getting all of your bullets in your gun, right? You're loading your gun.
Yeah.
You're loading your tool belt. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Equity is one of your tools.
Yeah.
So and you're ready to stand up for your rights. So, but you got to correct your contracts. And people seem to make it harder than what it really is. And like Patrick Devine always shares, it's not really that hard when you start doing the process, because you express it on trust, you express it out to the public, you put them on notice to principal, notice to agent.
Yeah.
And you're putting them on notice, you're sending the petitions out, you're getting the stamps, you're getting it recorded, you're getting it notarized, right? So when you're doing that, you're in honor of correcting your status.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, I'm reading all about it. And it's just sometimes I feel like the information contradicts itself so much.
Like, yeah, you'll get contradicted. So that's where you use your discernment.
Yeah.
That's where you use your discernment.
Basically, like, just like you said, like notarizing something.
Minister.
Aren't we able to notarize ourselves these things instead of having like a notary?
As long as you're standing in honor. Yes.
Okay.
Yes, you can. And that's like at the end step, right? We're able to notarize our own papers just with a thumbprint and a signature. Yeah. Right? But you have to be in honor. You have to be in trust. So you have to have your ducks lined up, your I's dotted, your T's crossed.
So is it best for me to create my trust first and then start doing everything else?
You could create your trust first and convey your straw man to your trust. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm asking so many questions.
Yeah. That's what's going to be in our steps. Yeah, that's what's going to be in our steps. And this is what we want to help you guys understand, how to exonerate your name and create trust. And we want to go step by step with you guys with what we're taking for our steps and our community, because this is my commitment to my community.
Yeah.
Right? I'm showing up for you guys, like I'm showing up for myself. And so we're going to take the actions, and I want to share my action steps with you guys. I don't like calling it an ebook, but it is a book and it is a guide. And, we're going to be taking donations for it. And you guys, if it benefits you guys, then you guys benefit from it too, as well. This is what I'm creating, getting the crypto guys on and talking about crypto, getting blockchain on, talking about crypto. We're going to help teach you guys how to become your own private bank, and that you guys are allowed, because we are the currency, right? We are the
Yeah.
actual energy. We are the actual currency. So when
Yeah.
we step into our power, we're going to be able to move in honor and prove their dishonor, because they haven't given us disclosure, and that makes a contract null and void. And we
Yeah.
can't do that. We can't null and void them until we express that they are in fraud.
Exactly.
So
Okay.
know every morning who you are. You are a beneficiary, and you're waking up and you're becoming conscious, right? And also study the positions of what a trustee does. Study the positions of what a beneficiary does, right? The trustee deals with the paperwork. A beneficiary doesn't deal with paperwork.
Yeah.
They benefit from the assets.
Okay.
And
Like,
it
the
depends
paperwork
on
that
the
we
type
did.
of trust.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
And a grantor creates, right? So the
Yeah.
grantor, the settler creates the trust. The trustee manages the trust. The protector protects the trust. And the beneficiary
Sees the benefit.
benefits from the trust. Their
Yeah.
beneficiaries do not do paperwork.
Okay.
Trustees, that's trustees' job.
Trustees.
Yes. Thank you, Bhakti.
Thank you so much.
Oh, you're so welcome.
You ladies are so awesome, and I'll definitely be supporting you guys. And
I love it. Yeah, keep sharing, and leave comments, share, comment. That's because that gets us in the algorithm, right? And we're trying to flood this algorithm. We're trying to flood the
They
negative.
trying, we doing it.
No, we're already doing it, right? Yes, Tammy.
Yes. Yes.
We're already doing it. We're already getting out there. Like me sharing this information now with you is going to benefit you and your family now,
And
and
more
then their
people.
family and their people.
Yeah.
And it's making. I know who I am. I know I make ripple effects. And I love learning this knowledge, and I just love sharing it with you guys. And I'm just excited you guys are here on the journey with us, and you can be anywhere else, and you're here with us. That's amazing.
Yes, it is.
Thank you, Allison.
Thank you so much.
Thank you,
You're
my
so
love.
welcome.
Danielle has a question.
I got an answer.
Hi, ladies. How are you?
So good, Miss Danielle. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, trying to beat the heat, but
Heard that.
now backpicking on Allison's question. Now we are ASNs. We already went through that process. We are doing the trusts and all that. Now, when we did our 928, our paperwork, ASN paperwork, we did it through or with a recording secretaries instead of notaries. And I'm thinking now, I would like to have them notarized. I would like to redo them so that I can do them with a notary.
Okay. You can amend any contract you get into. So you can do it. You can get it notarized.
Can I get them notarized? Okay, so I don't have to do the entire packet all over again? Or
What packet are you talking about? The 928?
Yeah.
And you did it yourself?
No, I did it through the assembly, but as a recording secretary, not notaries.
But you got it on record, right?
It depends.
You got it on the county record? You recorded it
No,
in the county?
we were never told we had to do that. So no.
Okay. So I'll get with you afterwards so I can get more detail about like all the logistics that you did take, right?
Okay.
And I'll get with you, Miss Danielle. And send me DM me on Instagram.
Okay.
But I'll get the logistics of where you got it recorded, who recorded it for you, or if you did or didn't do it.
Okay.
All
Sounds
right.
good.
Thank you, Ms. Danielle.
Thank you.
You're so welcome.
Do I
Any more
have your Instagram? Wait a minute. Do I have your I know I have Tammy.
I'm on Tammy's page, so you'll find me. Investing
Possibilities. I put her link there in the chat. Well, you got to go onto Instagram and put Investing Possibility.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Okay. Got it. Thank you.
All right. You're so welcome. Anybody else got any questions or comments or wants to come up and say something and share something? Don't be scared. Any more hands, Tammy? I can't tell.
No hands right now, but it looks like Jay Knight's unmuted.
Knight?
I'm also tapped in a little bit, but so I wanted to go back to how you get the straw man into your trust, because the one lady was talking about that. And the first thing you want to do is establish your trust. And once you have your declaration established and your trust established, then you want to convey your birth certificate, because your birth certificate is the legal entity, the straw man. And then also when you're conveying your straw man, you also want to convey your signatures, your print, your autograph. So you put in value into your trust res, and those are your assets, to say. And then you also want to have a fee schedule just to put value on the use of your assets. So when the courts are using your name, it's almost like a trademark, where now you have a fee schedule, and for the use of your name, then you could charge them. So if they want to act in business, well, we could play in business as well and charge them, and then you could also get a declaratory judgment in the federal court and then make a claim.
I love that, Jay. You're my asset, Jay. And I'm your beneficiary, and you're my asset because I benefit from you so much. Thank you
We
for
benefit
sharing
from
that
each
with
other.
Allison.
Yep. Yeah, no problem. I mean, we're all assets, and we just gotta accept it and acknowledge it, and we just gotta work together to teach each other and grow together. And
That's why I
it's
love
how
this
to.
little community. I love our little
That's the-
community.
That's the transformation too. Like even when you're like looking at your life, yes, we're talking about trust, we're talking about cleanses, we're talking about health, we're talking about clearing out parasites, and our thoughts in between these two beautiful ears that you guys have is your main investment, right? Like how we're doing this process is how you acknowledge the feelings that you're feeling. Like I'm feeling stuck, I'm feeling hurt, I'm feeling sad, I'm feeling depressed. Once you acknowledge it, it's called The Power of Acceptance. Amazing book. And the minute that you accept that you're feeling this right now and you say it's okay, after you express that out loud to somebody, write it down, or you say it in your thoughts, it doesn't have a hold on you anymore. Like Jay Nice just said, like accept the fact that we're all here to benefit from each other and that we're all assets to one another. And once we accept it, then we just breathe. And then you acknowledge it. And then you step into your power. Like you already are powerful. You just got to step into it, and some people are scared of that. So once you just acknowledge how you're feeling, whether you're feeling great, and it's okay, and then create something powerful, which is going to be your trust, which is going to be your assets, which is going to be doing your accounting, your banking, and all that fun jazz. So that's transformation and transforming into this beneficiary. Like what would a beneficiary do every single morning waking up? How much infinity credit signs do we have in our bank accounts? And start acting like that now. That's called faith. You don't see it, you faith it till you make it. So that's my little 2 cents.
Yeah, I love your 2 cents. I love your 2 cents. Does anybody else want to say anything else? If not, we're gonna end this call, Miss Tammy Lynn.
This? Okay. All right, everyone. We love you. We thank you. And we're ending the recording. See you on the next one.